Hello everyone. Uh Tanya Master here. And today uh I'm going to show you my Phantom Knight deck profile. This isn't there are some cards that aren't in this deck that I do want to talk about adding into this deck. Um like Torn Scales and Zeus. So yeah. Alright, let's get into it. Starting off with the main deck. We have 3 Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. Now, I won't worry about his first effect because it doesn't ever, you don't ever use it. But the second effect, the banishing effect, is you can banish him from the graveyard and add a Phantom Knight monster from deck to your hand. And then we are going to have 3 Silent Boots. Silent Boots can be special summoned if you control a Phantom Knight monster. And you can also banish him from the grave to add a Phantom Knight spell trap to your hand. And then we have Phantom Knight Stained Greaves, which if you special summon a Phantom Knight monster, you can special summon him, and if you want, you can make him gain a level, but I never do that. And you can also banish him for in the grave, and special summon a Phantom Knight monster from your hand, and if you want, you can make that monster, the Phantom Knight monster that can special summon to the from the hand, gain a level 2. But again, I never do that. And then we have 2 gloves. If Dark Xyz monster gets special summon using gloves as material, gains 1000 attack, and you can banish gloves from the grave to send a Phantom Knight card to deck to graveyard. Really good, and he's just kind of perfect sitting at 2. You want to see him every once in a while, but then again you don't. And 2 in this deck is just really good. And then we have the Rank Up Magic Force. During your main phase, you can during the main phase, banish 1 or more dark monsters from your grave. Then target a dark Xyz monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Phantom Knights, Raid Raptor, or Xyz Dragon. Xyz monster whose rank equals the total number of monsters you can of whose rank equals the targeted monsters plus the number of banished dark monsters. So if you have a level 4 dark monster, you can banish 1 dark monster to make it rank 5 and special summon a rank 5. Really good for pulling cards out like Requiem and Arc Rebellion. So yeah. Then we have 3 Fogblade, which Fogblade's effect is you can target a face-up attack, target a effect monster on the field, negate the monster's effects, and that monster can't attack, nor can you attack it. But that is fine because normally you will be getting rid of that monster during the next turn with like Breaksword. But also, and then we have Phantom Knight Sword. You can target a face-up monster. It gains 800, and you if it were to be destroyed by battle or card effect, you could just trade this card instead. Now both of those traps have the same banishing effect. It's basically just a monster reborn. It special summons a Phantom Knight's monster from your grave. That is it for the Phantom Knight cards in this deck. Now, let's go to, I guess, like the rest of the extenders or whatever. We have 3 Tour Guide. When Tour Guide summon, you can special summon a level 3 or lower Fiend. Tour Guide is a target for Tour Guide. Then we have Junk Forward. If you don't control any monsters, you can special summon them. Then we have Kegamucha Knight, where if you normal summon a level 3 monster, you can special summon him. Then we have Wielder and Tracker. They both could be special summoned if you control a level 3. You never ever activate the second effect. So yeah. just the first effect. And then we have Jackalope and Snake. And then we have Terratop and Take Tomborg. Terratop could be special summon if you don't control any monsters, then you can add a Speedway monster to your hand, which that's where Take Tomborg comes in. And then Take Tomborg can be special summoned if you control one monster. Sadly, Terratop is at 1, so it's just as easy to draw to Take Tomborg as it is Terratop. And then we have the 1 Rhoda. And then that is all the extenders. Then for the hand traps, we have 3 Ash, 3 Phantasme, and then 3 Lancia. Really good main deck trap cards. I want to get a playset of 3 Nibiru and put Lancia into the side deck. And I want to get a playset of Torn Scales. And I haven't decided what to take out for the Torn Scales yet. But yeah. Okay, so that was it for the main deck. Now we have the extra deck, which is 2 Breaksword. Once per turn, soft once per turn, which is cool. You could detach a material from this card, target this card, and a monster a card your opponent controls, and destroy them both. And then, if Breaksword gets destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 2 Phantom Knight monsters from the grave, and they gain a level. Really good, really easy, especially with the Link Phantom Knight monster. That's really easy to go into rank 4s with this deck, even with a bunch of level 3 monsters. So then we have Dante. You could detach a material and then mill up to 3 cards from the top of your deck, and this card gains 500 attack for each. And then at the end of the battle phase of this card attacked, it is switched to defense position. Really, pretty nice. And then we have Dark Rebellion, Exceed Dragon. Dark Rebellion, Exceed Dragon, detach 2 materials from this card, target a face-up monster your opponent controls. This card gains half of its attack, and the targeted monster loses half of its attack. So yeah, you never really use Dark Rebellion for Dark Rebellion. You use Dark Rebellion for Arc Rebellion or Arc Requiem, or not Dark Requiem. I need Dark Requiem, Exceed Dragon. But yeah, so this is Arc Rebellion. Arc Rebellion is another extremely good rank 5. You could detach a material from this card, and this card gains the attack of all monsters on the field. So really beefy. The downside is that this card can only attack if you activate the effect. But another good thing is if this card does activate its effect while it has a dark monster as material, I believe. No, a dark Xyz. So if this card has a dark Xyz monster as material, when you activate its effect, you also negate all face-up monsters your opponent controls. No, you can negate the effects of all other face-up monsters. Okay, but still really good. And then we have Bardiche. For the rest of the main extra deck cards, I still have others in this deck, but yeah. Bardiche, really good. You can send a Phantom Knights monster from deck to grave, and then set a Phantom Knight spell trap from deck. Really good. And then if a dark Xyz monster gets special summoned to a zone he points to, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. So yeah. That is it for the main extra deck cards. Now for the rest of the extra deck cards, we have the Gusto, detach material, shuffle 3 monsters, draw a card. Then we have Bagooska, which, Bagooska's in defense. All other monsters on the field get switched to defense position. We have Abyss Dweller, detach material, and then your opponent cannot activate graveyard effects. Then we have Minerva. You can detach a material and mill 3. She has other effects, but they're more for the light sword monsters. Yeah. And then we have Bikop from the underworld. And then we have Apollosa. Beat Cop is just for a Link 2. I hardly even go into Beat Cop with 2 Dark Monsters. I just, if I need monsters in the grave, or if I need another Dark Monster for Bardiche material. And then we have Apollosa, just in case if, like, near the end of the turn, we've done all of our stuff, and we can still use Bardiche and another monster to go into Apollosa. And the inboard is ideally Bardiche with Requiem, if we had Requiem, but we don't. So we go into Arc Rebellion. But so it'll be Bardiche, Arc Rebellion, and then at least 1 Fogblade. That is our in-turn board. But yeah. But if we do have that extra monster we can put on the field, or that is already on the field, we would go into Apollosa. So a lot of monster negates. That is it for the extra deck. Now let's move on to the side deck. We have 3 Ghost, Ghost Bell, and then we have 2 Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is just kind of a filler. And then 3 20s and a Harpies, and a Red Reboot. And then we have 3 D-Barrier. D-Barriers, I feel like D-Barrier is very underrated, and it helps a lot with, like, if you like a mirror match, or if you're going against like BA or something like that. Dimensional Barrier is just really good. And then we have Imperm, just in case we need more monster negates. Yeah, Imperm's sort of there, just in case if we, like, have useless cards in the main deck, but we don't have really anything in the side deck to swap out of. So, yeah. Ghost Bells, Ghost Ogres, and Perms are really flexible spots. Even Red Reboot, because honestly, the only trap heavy deck is Eldritch, and you know, that's not seeing a lot of play. But there are some other good rogue trap decks like Unchained that you need to watch out for. Yeah, I was doing against Unchained actually, and it hurt a lot. Alright, so now I'm going to do a test hand for you guys. If I can get this thing to zoom out. Alright. I need a new tripod or something else. This is as far as it can go. That's not true. Hold up. It is. Okay, that's weird. Alright. Let's shuffle this real quick. But yeah, really good deck. I honestly, it's mainly going first. It's mainly going first, but with Arc Rebellion in this deck, there's some leeway for going second. It's just, you know, with all like Fogblades and all that stuff, it's but yeah, this deck can put up some crazy boards. There's often times where I will end off with 3 Fogblades, a Requiem, and Bardiche. So that's 4 negates. You know, and sometimes I will end off with another hand trap plus with a hand trap plus those 4 negates. So just really good. But at other times you can also kind of break if, you know, you don't draw any extenders. Alright, so this is her hand. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to activate Snake. Let's roll this die real quick. So that's 2. That is Cloak, sent to the graveyard. Special Snake. Snake will allow us to draw. We drew Phantasme, and then we will special summon Tracker, since we control level 3. Then we'll banish Cloak from our grave to add a... Where are you? We will then add a Boots to hand. Then we are going to summon Greaves. And then on summon of Greaves, we will activate Kenkamucha, the special summon Kenkamucha. And then we will special summon Boots from hand since we control Fin Knight's monster. Then we will use Boots, Greaves, and I guess just Tracker for Bardiche. And then we will activate Bardiche's effect. We always just kind of, with Bardiche's effect, we always just kind of send gloves. Like, just because, so send gloves to the graveyard. Just because gloves can send any other Phantom Knight card to the graveyard. So, you know, like especially if you're just not sure what to send to the graveyard, just send him. And then we will set the rank up. Luckily we got pretty good discard with Snake, and we got nice extenders. So we will go into Breaksword, Bardiche effect, target Breaksword, destroy Breaksword, Breaksword's effect, to special summon 2 Phantom Knight monsters from grave. It doesn't matter who you target, but we'll target Boots and Gloves. And then we will go into Dark Rebellion. And then what we will do now is we will think about this. Actually, we won't use okay. Yeah, so we'll go into Dark Rebellion, and then we will activate the rank up to banish probably Snake. So banish Snake, and then we will go into Arc Rebellion, and then here we will activate Arc Rebellion on our turn. He will gain 21, so he's at 51, mainly to get Boots in the graveyard. Then we'll banish Boots to add a Fog Blade. So this is our end board. Like I said, at least one Fog Blade. Arc Requiem, if we could, but we have Rebellion. Arc Requiem is coming in the mail, and so is so will be the Nibiru's and the Zeus. Sorry, I had a brain fart. So this is our end board. We had a set Fog. We had Phantasme in our hand. So, you know, let's just say we draw 2 from Phantasme, right? And then we would probably put back the tour guide and have the Ash. So, really good. Really good. I know the BA version is meta, or rogue, and the pure PK version isn't, but I just think people are sleeping on this deck too much. Yeah. Honestly, it would if there was if this deck just, I feel like it would be at least tier 2 if this deck didn't heavily like going first. Like if this deck had a little bit more like support for going second, then I really do feel that this deck would be better. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys like that. And yeah, try out the deck if you haven't already, or if you've been thinking about it. I highly encourage. I mean, it's just a fun deck to play with, right? I mean, there's some combo into the deck, and there's also a lot of negates. It's not just set 5 pass. So, really fun. I like it a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching. Adios.